What is up, everybody? It is your boy Slumpenstein, and I'm coming at you guys with a new coverage video. This feels like a different one. As you know, we went to Nebraskon back in September. Getting my months mixed up. Pandemic time is different, man. We went to Nebraskon back in September. And although Nebraskon was an anime convention, we stayed the whole weekend, we had tons of fun. It was not a full-scale Nebraskon, so it didn't feel like the normal Nebraskon. They had, less people in it. They limited the number of attendants, all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of our full taste of a full-scale anime convention done while attempting to keep everybody safe. And I will say that reflected in the product, in the actual convention, because the convention was grade A. We stayed there from Friday until Sunday. Sunday was a little bit of a different day because of weather and a couple of other things that we had to take care of. But as a whole, I would say the convention was a success. I remember back in 2019, one of the things that I said was kind of a negative for anime in Nebraskon was the venue. The venue seemed too small for how many people for the amount of people that were attending, and it became a little weird in some spots of the convention. Well, now I don't know if they plan to stick to this Mid-America Center going forward, but if they do, I feel like that would be a very good move. It's a very spacious, very nice location with a lot of hotels around it. It wasn't hard to find a hotel. Lots of food around it. You have a casino across the street. There was a couple of bars that they had part of their little party crawl that they did. I feel like the venue was perfect. It was spot on. I mean, it was almost too much space in some spots, which is a good problem to have, because I saw a lot of potential for different things that they could do in the future with some of the space that you have. The only thing that I would say, maybe, I don't know if this, it may just have to be like this, but the walk getting to the tabletop gaming section and the video game section, it seemed like it was just a long walk of, it took a long time to get there, and there wasn't much stuff in between that walk and, getting back to the main portion of the convention center where the rest of the convention was being held. But other than that, like I said, the venue is amazing. They had plenty of concessions, food, drinks, all that kind of stuff. The panel schedule was pretty damn good. It was packed with panels, and this was a good problem that we had with Nebraskon. But the panel rooms were very big. And unlike Nebraskon, they spaced out the seats a lot because, like I said, they're doing their whole safety precaution thing and all that. It was a lot earlier this year. But, these panel rooms were very big. I didn't have a problem getting into any panels. As you can see in this video, there's some video of a couple of the panels and pictures. The Jeopardy panels, you have the karaoke panel, which is pretty awesome. There was a lot of panels, and like I said, I didn't feel like I had to get there 30 minutes early to attend. That is a problem that you'll see with a lot of anime conventions, is that the panel rooms aren't big enough to hold the amount of people that actually want to sit in on the panels. Like I said, I didn't have that problem. The only panel that was packed, which I don't even think that there's a way to get around this, was the cosplay contest. Cosplay contests, they're always packed out. That's another thing you'll see pictures and videos of rolling. There was some really good cosplays. There was some really good cosplay performances. with it being so packed and crammed in there, I wasn't really able to get some of the pictures and videos that I wanted to get. Just trying to respect everybody's space. So some of the pictures I did get were not the best. But the ones that were okay, I did include them. So hopefully you guys are able to see that. The cosplay contest was really awesome. The performances were awesome. The panels, they were very high quality panels, and there were a lot of them. And I feel like that's the best way to do it. Have a lot of panels of different varieties, so that everybody, there's a little bit of something for everybody, And I feel like they did a very good job with the scheduling and management of all of the panels. The next thing I want to talk about is the vendor room. The vendor room was very, very cool. So the vendor room was basically on the arena floor. So it was on the arena floor, and then you have all the seating around it. So it was a change up. It was something different. And anytime that you could do something different, that always grabs onto somebody's attention. They did a really good job with that. Nice variety of vendors. So that was all cool. Pretty good pricing on everything. Like I said, the vendor room was pretty damn cool. It was very different being in the middle of all that seating and all that type of stuff. I enjoyed my first year at Anime Nebraskon. I enjoyed this year of Anime Nebraskon. I always appreciate when I'm able to have the privilege of covering an anime convention, just to spread the word of it and to just give my thoughts and opinions on it. And usually when I travel to an anime convention, I will always say, was the anime convention worth the travel? That's something I always talk about. And I will definitely say that, just like the last time, which was in 2019, that I went to Anime Nebraskon, this year was also worth the travel. I traveled 3 hours to get there. And yeah, like I said, it was very worth it. It's a very nice, small to mid-size or mid-size con, and nice for all ages. The next thing I want to talk about is the rave. So it was a little bit of a mixed bag. So obviously you have two raves. You have the Friday night rave and the Saturday night rave. Usually the Friday night rave is not as good as a Saturday night rave. If we're just being blunt, it's usually not as good. Not as many people, not as ravey, So I will say that, the Friday night rave was not as good. Not as many people were there. Me personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of the DJs that they had for the Friday night rave, but the Saturday night rave was very, very cool. Lots of people came out. Lots of people had fun. They're dancing. I have a lot of pictures and footage of both days, and you'll probably be able to tell the difference of the 2 days. But so there's a lot of pictures of the Saturday night rave, and there were a lot of people in there on Saturday. And it was really, really cool to see, because obviously when I went to Nebraskon, they didn't do a rave. So it was really cool to see people back out there raving, doing their dancing, getting in the circles, all that kind of stuff. Then next thing I want to talk about is the guest selection. The guests were really good. You have Bill Butts. But yeah, we've been following Bill Butts for a very long time, ever since he emceed Nebraskon like 5 years ago. That was probably the first time I saw him. And, we've been seeing all of his success over the last couple of years. So it was really awesome to see that, he was one of the guests. And then you had Keith Silverstein, another person that I know of. Obviously he plays Torb in Overwatch. So, like I said, there was a lot of guests, which surprised me. Coming off of an off year, usually, or I would have thought that they wouldn't have as many guests. But they were able to put together a very good, very solid guest list, and that was really nice to see, man. Really nice to see. And another thing, while it's on my mind, that I want to give a shout out to. This is a little bit more of a just an open mic type thing, you know, just talking on my thoughts on the convention. And I want to say big shout out to the PR team, you know, the media team. That was the easiest exchange to pick up a press pass I've ever done. Usually there's a lot of confusion. Usually, you know, there's a lot of delays and stuff like that. So it was really nice to see that, you know, they had their stuff together, had everything ready, you know, so that people didn't have to wait and all this kind of stuff, and didn't have to walk back and forth and blah blah blah. Usually that's how it goes. So that I guess I've started to just expect that to be the norm. But, you know, I was able to pick up my press pass in like 5 minutes and go ahead and start, you know, going into the con and seeing what's up. And like I said, I guess I've just started to, because I've been covering conventions for 5 years now as part of the media, and out of my experience, that's not the norm. So it was really cool, a breath of fresh air for that to happen. And, you know, I just want to thank Mark, I believe the gentleman's name was, for the opportunity to cover the convention. You know, I definitely want to come back in the future. It was really awesome. And it's really nice to see the growth of the convention, because that just means that they're doing well, and that means that they're going to be around for a long time. I'm going to put all the information for the convention in the description below, their Twitter, the website where you can sign up and see all the information as it comes in, the Facebook, all that stuff. You know, they're really good on their social medias and updating everything. And I just want to close out the video with this. I highly recommend this convention. It is a different feel convention, just so you know what to expect. It is, and I'm not saying that it's not a bad thing. It's a different feel of a convention. It's more of a, you know, kick it convention. Like, you know, people are kicking it. So it's great for all ages. I will always say that. I know some people think that they're too old to go to convention and blah blah blah. It's great for all ages. I think every anime convention is great for all ages, and I highly recommend it. I definitely give this an A+ rating. You know, if you have any questions at all about Anime Nebraskon, or, you know, any questions about anything that happened at the convention, any insight that I can give you, or, you know, just anything that you're on the fence about attending in the future, just put it down in the comments below, and I will answer. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos and live streams, and I will catch you guys later.